going on, Outriders? Tom back again, bringing you another video about the new patch that just released regarding the buffs and the appreciation package. But before we get into the video, if you enjoy the content, please go ahead and hit that sub button, smash that like button, and let's go ahead and get into the video. Woo! All right, Outriders, so let's go ahead and look at this community appreciation package that they actually and finally released. It took way too long for them to release this, but let's go ahead and take a look at what they have to say. Your most experienced character has been granted a random God-rolled legendary weapon, which you have not been previously claimed on any character. That right there is a load of bullshit, but let's keep moving on. If your inventory is full, please check your stash for the legendary weapon. If both your inventory and stash are full, the legendary weapon will appear when your next free up inventory space or restart the game. So if you eat both of them are full, just go ahead and, clear some space, restart the game. It should be there for you. All right. If you have already previously found all weapons, your character will be granted the rarest weapon for their class. Once again, that is a load of bullshit. All right. Moving on. Note, if you have received a duplicate weapon, please sit tight. We're looking into this as a matter of urgency, just like myself and many others that I have talked to already regarding this patch have received a lot of duplicate weapons. I myself acquired a 99K anomaly effigy shotgun. All right. My main character, which I have over 400 hours on, is a Techno. Okay, why in the fuck would I use an anomaly effigy on my Techno? All right, that I've already had it and deleted that gun many times. If the devs just looked at the mods that were already obtained by players, then maybe they would realize what guns they have and what guns they don't have. Now, to sit here and tell me that an anomaly effigy shotgun is a rare weapon for a Techno class is absolute fucking bullshit. I am sorry, but it's absolute bullshit. So far, regarding this community package, is just a bunch of crap. But let's go ahead and see. The one good thing that we did get out of this is the extra titanium based on your character's level. Titanium is used for pretty much everything, is very useful within the game. So that extra titanium is very useful for players who still need it. Also, they released a new emote called Frustration, and that is a funny one, don't you think? All right, and it's been unlocked for all your characters. A game restart may be required for it to appear. Now, this emote, once again, pure garbage, just half-assed by the devs as usual. But that's going to pretty much do it for the community appreciation package, which is absolute trash in my eyes. When they released all this stuff, for the people who lost all of their, characters and stuff, I didn't lose anything, yet they still gave me 10 god tier legendary weapons, none of them in which I would ever use, especially for my Techno. Again, trash. But now they want to come out with this appreciation package and give you just one legendary, in which they already fucked it up. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm trying my best to stay positive about this game because I absolutely love it. And the community that I built on Twitch, I will never, ever leave them. So we're going to grind this motherfucker out to the end. But, what are we going to do? But just keep grinding it, guys. But, they did come out with a bunch of class buffs to help you and your team survive. Hopefully you enjoy. Let's go ahead and get into those class buffs. The good part of this patch. Let's get into it. All right, Outriders, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing we have here is about health on armor, and this has to go for all 4 classes in the game. Let's hope that this helps with us surviving just a little longer in those CTs. Well, let's go ahead and see what they wrote here. The health available on armor pieces has been increased greatly and rebalanced. It is now possible to effectively double character health by using certain gear pieces. Previously, investing into improving your health was not provided enough value gain. This change will make it easier to build a greater health pool and survive longer. This is a great change. All right, I do believe this will help with surviving longer in those high tier CTs and even Eye of the Storm. But we will just have to wait and see how it goes. Well, let's go ahead and get into the actual class buffs for this patch. What's up, Outriders? Let's go ahead and get into the class-specific buffs that they released during this patch. The first one we're going to be looking at is the Devastator here, and its Reflect Bullets, okay? The Reflect Bullets base damage has been increased by 250%, from a 0.1 to a 0.25 base damage at level 1. All right, this buff will help players deal with smaller mobs, but effectively killing elites will still require the use of other skills as well. I like the sound of that. Doesn't make it too easy, still a challenge. All right, the base damage dealt by the bullet acceleration mod has been increased by 330%, from a 10 to a 33 base damage at level 1. Wow. All right, so those are the changes that are going to be done to the Reflect Bullets. It does actually sound pretty good. I myself, as the Devastator, is the only class that I do not have or run on, but I do want to because it does seem like a lot of fun. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the Impale here. Now, there is one change that most of us would all like to see, but it does not seem like that is going to happen, but we will get into that part. All right, the Impale, the HP regen granted by the Impale skill has been increased by 50%, from 0.02 to a 0.03 base regen at level 1. All right, the range of Vlad's Grasp mod has been increased to 100%, previously at only 25%. All right, now this is where we get into about the Impale. All right, this is a note regarding the Impale from the devs. All right, we are aware that some players would like enemies to be registered as dead faster after implement in order to clear expeditions faster. Okay, when somebody uses that Impale, it still registers as if the enemy's alive. All right, which is horrible because the time keeps ticking, the circle keeps going, whatever you're doing, and it just makes things frustrating when you're trying to gold and everything's revolved around, goal, speed, DPS check, and it really puts a hinder on your group when players are using the Impale in the circles and stuff like that. It just makes it a little rough. They say changing this behavior might have ramifications for the AoE armor and health regen buffs this skill provides, but we're currently considering what we can do here. All right, now it does seem that if they change it how we want them to change it, they're saying that a bunch of other things can happen, a lot of ramifications can appear and bugs can appear if they do this. I mean, at this point, what do you got to lose? But those are the changes that are done for the Devastator. They do look like some good changes. I myself am not a Devastator, but I do have a lot of friends that run Dev, and it seems like this might be a pretty good change. But let's keep moving on. We're going to be moving on and looking at the Pyro and its Phaser Beam, baby. Let's go. Phaser Beam base damage has been increased by 100%, from a 0.3 to a 0.6 base damage at level 1. Phaser Beam's SPF has been set to 2.1, previously at a 1.5. SPF controls how much Phaser Beam skill benefits from status power. This change effectively means that the damage from the Phaser Beam may well be doubled and then some. Though the effectiveness of this improvement still depends on the character's status power attribute. That is fantastic. Anyone that's trying to run a Phaser Beam build, that does seem like a good change. All right, we do have a couple changes to the Volcanic Armor mod. So the Volcanic Armor mod damage reduction has been increased to 65% for both anomaly and physical damage. This was previously at 50%. All right, as somebody that uses a Pyro only for debuffs and stuff like that, these changes really don't mean too much to me, but I do have friends that use this Phaser build, and I feel like this might be a good change for them. They will actually absolutely love it. So it does seem like some good changes. Not many changes to each class, but some good changes, I believe, and hopefully good things to come with each class. Well, let's go ahead and keep it moving on. We're going to be looking at the Trickster. I am super psyched to see some things come to the Trickster because I want this class to actually succeed. It was the most OP class in the start, then they nerfed it, and now I was like, well, but I still have a couple of amazing Trickster friends out there, and their builds are just fire. But let's go ahead and get into it. First thing we're going to be looking at is borrowed time. The base damage dealt by the aggressive teleportation mod has been increased by 111% from a 45 to a 95 base damage at level 1. This needed a significant boost to make it worthy of legendary status. Absolutely. Now, changes to Hunt to Prey, which is, the base damage dealt by the Backstabber mod has been increased by 100% from 20 to 40 AP base damage at level 1. All right, there's some good changes to Borrowed Time and Hunt the Prey, and now we have a change to Temporal Slice. Let's take a look. The base damage dealt by the Strong Slice mod has been increased by 71% from 17.5 to 30 base damage at level 1. All right. Those seem like some really good Trickster. There are still a lot of problems with the class, but I feel like these changes are, a step in the right direction for the class. I love this class. The whole idea around the Trickster class is amazing. I absolutely love it. Now, let's get into the changes that have to do with my favorite class in the game. My main since the demo and forever. Actually started creating this class because I wanted to be a support like I am in every other game. I did not know that this class was going to be the nastiest damage on the planet on Enoch, but let's go ahead and take a look at some of the changes to the Techno class. All right, the first thing we have here is for the Tool of Destruction. The RPG summoned by Tool of Destruction has had its base damage increased by 66% from a 0.75 to a 1.25 base damage at level 1. Now, the RPG summoned by Tools of Destruction has had its fall off reduced. Minimum range increased by 50% from 200 to 300. Now, that's amazing. Now, once you drop off once you fall off that distance, the damage is going to completely fall off. All right, so you got to get that perfect range. The minimum range distance was increased, so make sure you get as close as possible. All right, the minimum range determines to which distance from the epicenter of an explosion AoE an attack will still deal 100% damage. After reaching the edge of the minimum range, damage fall off commences. All right, so once you pass that minimum range, that damage is going to fall off very significantly. Just like it is in most games and most things that you use, the farther you are away, the least damage you're going to do. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next thing. The base damage dealt by Demolition Man mod has been increased to 65%, previously 35%. All right, these changes will help players one-shot riflemen, let's go, finally, while also putting massive dents into shotgunners and berserkers. Now, those riflemen suck. Man, do they suck. One tap by them a lot. Now, I do realize I'm mostly a glass cannon, but holy crap, do they hit hard. Now, it seems that the changes that they're doing for this Technomancer class, it seems that they want people to be able to use more than one thing because as of right now, obviously the blighted rounds and so are just the most powerful thing in this game. But let's hope they're buffing other things in the game, the other classes for other, classes and, other mods and skills. They're buffing the fixing wave here. The healing provided by fixing wave has been increased to 65%, previously 33%. That's amazing. Anybody who likes to see I like the support side. That's why I became a Techno to begin with. But before I knew it was just God mode. But yeah, that is a big. Who knows? Maybe I'll swap it outside running fixing wave for my runs. Who knows? But the next thing we have is Cold Snap. Let's go. The armor reduction dealt by the Frostbite mod has been increased to 100%, previously 35%. Wow. The base damage dealt by the Ice Baby mod has been increased by 300% from a 0.3 to a 1.2 base damage at level 1. These changes will allow players to have an extra go away mob skill and will combine well with the following freeze turret change. Now this freeze turret changes as follows. The duration of the freeze turret has been increased to 30 units, previously 20. This should increase the turret's health by 50% and prolong its life. That is great news for people who use those freeze turrets. Give me 1 second, everybody. I think I have to sneeze. Sorry about that, everybody. Sorry about that. Excuse me. This is a live video, so you get it all. You get it all. But those are the changes coming to the Technomancer. I hope you guys enjoy. For the love of God, devs, please fix the Borealis set, because I want that 90% weapon damage to frozen enemies, damn it. With the changes to Cold Snap and these other mods, please fix the Borealis set. I understand you're making all these changes to the classes and buffs, but there's still, problems with the basic mechanics of this game, and it needs to be fixed. The mods that are broken, set pieces that are broken. I love that you're doing this, to make some of the players happy, make feel stronger, while they wait for you to fix some of the other stuff in the game, but, the mods not working is a big, as a Technomancer, for you not to be able to use toxic lead, right? If you're not the host, is just absolutely fucking absurd. Like, seriously, so the only way I can use toxic lead and get that 40% back is if I'm the host, all right? And if you're not the host, the only way you're ever going to get mod back in your gun, ammo back in your gun, is if you use Trick Up the Sleeve, the tier 1 mod. That is bullshit. Why are you hindering people having to use a lower class mod because they want to play with their friends and they're not a host? This is absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little heated because, I'm super upset about, how the devs are approaching this. I sit here and watch Born the Game and all these other amazing creators, rant and, and I fucking agree so much. Like Born the Game, it hits it right on the head every time. These devs do not give a shit about us at all. This appreciation package was bullshit. Most of these freaking class buffs are like, okay, hopefully they do something for some people, but in the end, this is nothing. I hope to God that they do release another patch next Thursday, in which I think they said that they might, or whatever it may be, but they got to crack down, guys. Devs, People Can Fly, Square Enix. I dedicate my life to this game. I built my entire fucking community around this game, all right? From the ground up, I built the most amazing community in the fucking world around your game, and how much all of us and the community love your game. Now, most of the reason why I found a lot of these people, because a lot of my friends don't play anymore. All right, so I had to branch out, find people that still love the game like myself to play with. All right, thank God, I found the most beautiful Twitch community in the world. And, all I have to do is start a stream and they all come in and we have a bunch of people to run with, the most amazing teammates in the world, but not everybody has that. If you're someone out there that, your friends stop playing the game and you still want to play it just like all of us, you got to come by my Twitch channel, man. The link is in the freaking bio, dude. Check it out. Come by. I stream 5 days a week. All we do is run with each other the whole time. It's amazing. It's a beautiful community, a beautiful place to be. Check it out. The link is in the About Me section of my YouTube. It's also in the description of this. You can also find the links to the actual patch notes in the description as well. I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, peace out, Riders.